How's it going, guys? Cole here, North Coast Constrictors. Welcome back to the channel. Please excuse the mess. I'm in the middle of building a hatchling rack, or redoing an old hatchling rack. I'm running out of hatchling space. Got eggs coming, lots and lots of ball python eggs. My racks are full, my hatchling racks. I'm actually going up to a place called Richards Bay tomorrow to go and get a second-hand rack, because the guy that builds my racks is actually in the process of building me display racks for the expo that's coming up next weekend. So, and anyway, guys, a bit of a sad video today because it's probably the last one of the Dumerils boas. I've made a business decision to sell them and invest in a different species of boa. The reason being is that Dumerils don't really sell that well here in South Africa, which is beyond me, to be honest, because I've made quite a few videos on the Dumerils boa, and those guys, any of you that are watching and that have watched those videos before, you'll know that it is such an awesome snake. Okay, the only difference is that they're not like ball pythons where you can get them in hundreds of different colors and combinations, like the retics as well. I suppose they're dark tan, brown, dark brown. You can get them in a kind of black gray xanthic color. I've seen very few of them, but mostly come in like the colors that I've got. So I've got an adult male and a female, which I bought 2 years ago, as they were already about 2 years old when I bought them. So they're ready to breed. I didn't breed. I was going to breed them this year, but I decided not to. But I'm not going to breed them because, number one, the snake industry isn't doing so well. Ball pythons aren't selling that well either. Retics aren't selling that well either. So sure as hell, Dumerils boas aren't going to sell that well, you know. They're pretty easy to come by. So here in South Africa especially. So anyway, I've made the decision. I'm going up to the expo. I haven't got a buyer for them. I've had one or two people that are interested. But they're going up to Joburg with me next Friday. The expo is on Saturday, and they will be at the expo for sale. Male and a female adult Dumerils boas. So for those of you that are in South Africa and watch my channel and that will be at the SOS Reptile Expo at Empress Palace, and you're interested in these Dumerils boas, well, they'll be there for sale. But I'm going to pull them out now for one last time, I suppose, on YouTube. We'll do the male first. I've got to do him because he's decided to go underneath his water bowl and tip everything over. He's obviously trying to cool off. It's very, very hot here in South Africa at the moment. It's well over 30 degrees. Oh, my boy. So, this is Thor. And here's my male Dumerils. And now that I've picked him up and got him in my hands, don't want to sell him. But just, I mean, like, I haven't taken him out of his enclosure for about a month. And I mean, look how chilled he is. They're basically like got the same kind of temperament as a ball python. They are so super chilled. They are incredibly powerful snakes, but they are really, really, really great as pets. I mean, I'm just standing here looking at these colors, and even though, yes, they're dull, they're browns, they're tans, and whatever, he is still an incredibly beautiful snake. I don't know where he is and what he's doing at the moment, but yeah, you know, you can sit with him on the couch. I'll pull out the female as well. And if you want a snake that just is super chilled and relaxed and is big enough, impressive enough for your friends, and very, you know, quite quite menacing, the look of this snake is pretty menacing. Where's his face? Here it is. I mean, if you look into that face, you're not cooperating with me today. Hey, what you doing? Come on. Have a look at. I think it's the light that's kind of throwing him off. But I mean, that's a pretty menacing looking snake. So looks can be deceiving because he's not. You can see he's incredibly gentle. He's beautiful in all his glory. Yeah, loves to be held. If I had to go sit down now, he'd just chill with me. So, but yeah, breeding them and pairing them up and breeding them, and then trying to battle to sell the hatchlings, and then I'm going to sit with 25 to 35 neonates next season or the season after. And as I say, what I've done is I've made a business decision. It's not like I'm just selling the Dumerils and that's it. I'm actually buying 2 Brazilian rainbow boas. They're still hatchlings. They're not even breeding ready. It's going to take a good 4 or 5 years before they breed, but they'll sell. Brazilian rainbow boas sell. And we are North Coast Constrictors, and we want to have a variety of constrictors. We don't want to just do ball pythons and retics. So, I've also got 2 carpet pythons coming, the Marilia, the Bredlia Marilia. 2 of those coming, 2 Brazilian rainbow boas that to add, to the retics and the ball pythons. And unfortunately, I could keep them, but it just means buying another 2 racks, and do what? Do what with them? I don't really get enough time to just sit down and chill with the snake. The time I pull them out is when I make YouTube videos and I'm cleaning, So I'm hoping that they find a loving home, both of them. They have to go together as a pair. Otherwise they don't go, because they're not siblings. They came from different parents. Or I think the moms at least are different. I think the dad may be the same, but I think the moms are different. And they are ready to breed. They'll breed next season, and hopefully there's someone in South Africa that is looking for a snake just like this. So this is Thor, and let's maybe I might do one more video on him, just in case I don't. Let's say one last goodbye to everybody on YouTube. Sorry, boy. And anyway, I'll treat you with a nice big rodent later on. Before I put him back, just gonna put his water back in. Fortunately, he didn't spill his water, so that's a good thing. That's why I put that red. You can't even see me. What an idiot. I've put that red tray underneath there because that catches any water that they try and get in their water bowls. It's hard work. I've got well over 500 snakes, close to 600 now, I think, with the hatchings and cleaning. The retics, 7 of them. The retics for me are very specialized. I'm not, I'm going to breed next year. And the year after, 1 female a year, maybe 2. Wait and see what the market does. They take up a lot of space. The ball pythons are on racking systems. These Dumerils need at least a 1.5 by 600 by 600 enclosure to keep them in when they're fully grown. And that's what a fully grown Brazilian rainbow boa will need as well. Those are way more appealing to people. Their iridescence, the colors, the bright oranges, the reds, the coppers, they're just beautiful snakes. They're maintenance. They're a lot harder to keep. I wouldn't say a lot, but they're harder to keep than Dumerils and ball pythons. Humidity has to be 80 to 100% all the time. You got to spray down unless you live in a very, very humid tropical climate. But they are snakes that when they breed, they will sell. The hatchlings will sell. These I'll sit with, and you'll get more money for the Brazilian rainbow boa hatchlings. So, you know, I've got to stop thinking with my heart here, because that's what's got me into where I am now, is I want to hold on to everything. You know, I do the ballpark. Of course, before you breed, you have to have a passion. You have to have a love for the snakes. You've got to enjoy what you're doing, okay? But at the same time, make no mistake, this costs money. These enclosures are thousands of rands each. They're equipped with thermostats and heating. And then there's the substrate. And just believe it or not, that's treated driftwood bark inside there. You know, it's like $1,000 a tank, you know, just for the bark inside. So they've got like a spot to harden. And then, you know, the feeding is not really an issue, because they eat once every 3 to 4 weeks. I know a lot of guys pump feed their retics. I don't. I do 2 to 4 weeks, and I can tell when they're hungry or not. And they get a big rabbit, or the smaller ones get a like jumbo rat until they move on to smaller rabbits, and then up to medium rabbits. But when you've got another 600 ball pythons, and you've got to clean those racks and feed those snakes. Never mind vet bills. I had vet bills like mad this last 2 months from infected hemipenes because of the substrate. The males, they like to trail their hemipenes and leave a scent. And I'm using showcase wood chip. And sometimes when they retract their hemipenes, they can pull a piece of that wood chip inside, and you don't know. And the next minute it's swollen up and whatever. And then you pop it and have a look, and you find this piece of wood chip. So now you got to flush it and clean it out. And if it's really infected, you know, if it's got a big swelling, you know, a course of antibiotics, and F10 with a earbud, cotton bud, F10 up the cloaca every night, soak it in, and you got to take it to the vet first. I mean, I had one of my snakes, that had 2 infected hemipenes. It cost me about close on surgeries 8,000 rand for the 2 snakes at least, and that's excluding the medication and the treatments that I've got to do at home as well. So it gets expensive, guys. So you have to make a decision which snakes you're going to keep. Like a lot of my ball pythons that I had every intention of keeping this year, next year, they're going up. I'm cutting my collection down. I'm going to spend about a year. It's probably going to take me about a year, 6 months to a year to do it. But I'm literally going to probably cut my collection down by, I would say, 70%. So from 500-600 snakes down to about 120 to 150 tops max. But very, 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 very high end. And then I don't want to say low end, but medium end genetics that are extremely visually appealing, that are on the cheaper side, that appeal to people like at expos, that don't have 100,000 rand to drop on a double or a triple recessive desert ghost exantic pod, or a desert ghost exantic clown, or something like that. You know, those are the kind of snakes that I'll be breeding. I am currently breeding those. Those are going to be for export. And then I'm going to have another section where we're breeding like fireflies, blue-eyed lycistics, you know, like pastel, yellow belly, enchi, orange dreams, dominant genes, incomplete dominant genes, no recessives. They're just bright and visual size, but not expensive to buy. And then I sell those. I sell those at the expos. That can be like the bread and butter stuff. You know, the stuff that is like 20, 30K and above, those are snakes you sell every couple of months, unless you have been in the industry for 10 years and you've got a massive client base, especially overseas, with guys that can spend that kind of money, like the top breeders here in South Africa. They can do that. I'm still building up to that. I'm only in year 3 of my breeding, and I'm only just starting to get a bit of a reputation. Some of it not so good, because I'm very outspoken. I haven't got a bad reputation for selling bad snakes, but I have certainly got a reputation for being quite confrontational at times with people that like to speak shit. And in the reptile industry, a lot of people speak shit. And that's something that I don't tolerate, and it's something that I'll never tolerate. So yeah, I have a bit of a reputation for that. So it's taking me a while to get my name out there, and there's probably a couple of guys that would never buy snakes from me. And there's a whole bunch of people that like the way I do things and do buy snakes from me. I'll concentrate on those guys. All right, so let's pull out the female for the last time. She's a bit more difficult to get out. She's a bit bigger. She can be a little bit more unpredictable, depending on where she is in the enclosure, what kind of a mood she's in. Just give her a little tap, let her know I'm here. Yeah, my sweetheart, yeah. All right. Looks like she is about to go into the shed. This is Athena. Move it up this side. This is Athena. She's my female. She's probably a little shorter, but a lot thicker than Thor. But also you can see, I mean, I haven't pulled her out for a while except for cleaning tubs and cleaning water bowls and doing a YouTube video, and no issues whatsoever. That's why I say they're actually such an awesome snake to keep as a pet. I honestly think that they should be selling a lot faster than a lot more than what they actually are selling in South Africa. It's just crazy. But I guess it's like that with every industry. I know in America, guys have been on my Instagram and on my YouTube, especially dropping comments about the Dumerils and where they can get them and whatever. And they are. Let me just flip this bill off my neck and around off the microphone. They are so cheap here, under 1,000 rand. Okay, and if you want to take 1,000 rand and you want to work that out into dollars, divide that by 19. So you're paying under $50 for a snake like this. I mean, they'll sell you for about 750 rand. 750 rand to 1,000 rand maybe for a hatchling. Now these, I'm hoping to get about 2,000 rand each for these, which is a bargain. Ready to breed adults. So yeah, one last look. As I say, I might do one more video, but I've got a hell of a week coming up. We're heading up to the close of business for the Christmas holidays, the shutdown, so I'm flat out of work. And then I'm preparing for the expo. I've got to drive up to the expo with all the snakes that I'm taking up. It's about a 6-hour drive from where I live, but loaded up with snakes, you know, leaving on the Friday, check into a bed and breakfast there, then go early to the Emperor's Palace to set up my display, do the expo for one day, and then pack up everything, back to the bed and breakfast, and then drive all the way back to where I live, which is about 650 kilometers drive one way. 650 kilometers, 1.65 kilometers to a mile. Okay, so for all you guys not working on the metric system, that's it. So it's about what, 400 miles or something, I don't know, for one day for a 6-hour expo. But that's what you got to do. You know, you want people to see your snakes, especially my ball pythons. You know, the market, the guys, the buyers, that's where they are. They're in Joburg. Joburg's the capital. You know, a lot of people there, a lot of breeders there. You know, they want to see the snake before they spend their money. So that's why I've made a decision to go to all the expos and show my wares. Show the snakes, let people pick them up, hold them, see that they're in good condition, not just photographs on Morph Market, actually look at them. I think there's about four, maybe 5 expos a year, and I'll go to each one of them. I'll always have snakes to sell there. And that's it, guys. Anyway, so from me and from Athena here, thank you for watching. If you haven't done so already, just do that like and subscribe for me, please, quick. over there. I would appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next video. Cheers for now.